So this episode definitely confirms my theory from last review with Mob and his powers. His powers have taken control over his body. As years of him suppressing his emotions, because most of these kind of powers are mostly related to your emotions and stuff. Sometimes you become one with your powers, or your powers can overwhelm your desires, your personality sometimes. It always reminds me of a certain anime slash isekai novel, whatever, called Banished from the Hero's Party, where in that story world, where people are given blessings, but determining your blessings could really change your personality. Like if you're a heavily combat skilled warrior or something, you can become very, very aggressive for no reason, or you're a protector and stuff. Whoever you choose to protect, you over obsessed with. And it really changes you for who you used to be, and it can be scary sometimes. And I love how they reflected on that, how your powers can sometimes turn you into something else you're not used to, especially when they start awakening. It can be a scary feeling, especially if it's a very, very aggressive gift that you're given by the gods. But anyways, back to Mob. We get to see Mob, in a way, talking to his other self, the Powers. The Powers are tired of being suppressed. They're tired of always having to hold back, in a way. They are a part of him. They have taken in all the emotions that Mob himself has been suppressing. Not only has he been suppressing his power, he's been suppressing his emotions. So because of that, powers are balling up, they're balling up. He still had it well balled up because he's strong enough to do that. The good containment. But as time went on, when he got hit by that truck, is when the bottle came loose. The bottle popped open. And now here he is. The power's like, oh, you want to see Sabumi, right? Let's go see Sabumi. So he's on his way doing it. He's doing all his power, and he doesn't care. The power's like, he just want to let loose all this energy that it has and storing up through all these years of Mob's life. Well, he's only like, what, 14? So it's not like he's that old. He's still young. But still, containing powers and your emotions for that long still be very bad on for some people. Some it can have them into some serious mental disorders, but for Mob, it's just powers getting a personality. It kind of reminds me of another book I'm not going to get into, though, where this kid also had powers that he had were very weird, but they took him over when he came to despair. So it's a different situation for him. But anyways, besides that, we also had the other characters. Pretty much having Mob as the final antagonist in a way is very interesting. Because Mob in this entire time is seen as this very, 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 very powerful person that no one seems can stop. Even the dude from season 2 was not able to stop him. And speaking of that, he shows up. He shows up with his son, He's was willing to do whatever he can to stop Mob. But he was even about to sacrifice himself. The cliche, sacrifice himself for redemption, the yada yada yada. But no, it didn't go that way, which I do like what Mob does. It subverts the expectation saying you don't have to be that extreme about certain things. Don't be extreme. What I mean by this is how he was about to sacrifice himself until he saw a vision of him coming back home with his wife and his son. So he's like, I don't want to do this after all. If I'm going to spend my last moments, I want to spend with the ones I love. So instead of, just doing a fight, they did kind of like what Reagan said. Sometimes it's okay to walk away. Sometimes it's okay to run. You don't have to face everything head on like that because it's not always good for you. And Reagan did a very, very good speech, and I still remember it from season 1, in a way, how Mob had total admiration of Reagan. Sure, Reagan has no powers, but this dude was always good when it came out giving to advice to people, So sometimes you don't always have to have those powers being someone's master or mentor. You can just be someone that that people can admire and aspire to be by your own lifestyle. So let's go with Reagan. Speaking of Reagan, he seems to be coming in the last episode. Of course, Reagan will be the last person to talk to Mob. Because thinking about it, after Mob went through that terrible experience as a child, he found Reagan. Went for Reagan for help, even though he himself doesn't have powers. This entire time, Reagan has been helping out Mob, giving him good advice. Yes, he's been using Mob, but at the same time, he's been doing well to Mob in a way. Learn to be humble, graceful, and of course, to not use his powers any willing kind of way. So, if the powers did have his way from the very beginning, if Mob allowed his powers to, be one with them, he would be like Hanazawa in a way. When we first met Hanazawa would always use his powers for everything. So because of that, Hanazawa became an egomaniac. He thought he was the center of all attention. He was the main guy in the universe. So he thought he was the main star at all times. He would use his powers to do whatever he wanted. He would abuse them. So you could say Mob went that way. It would go very extreme. In a way, kind of like the father who was a prisoner who decided to walk away. And Mob saw himself as this open, powerful being who believed he had the right to rule the world. He could do it because he would allow his powers to control himself. But in a way, this is also the end result. It's almost as if there's pros and cons to anything you do in life. Even if it's the right decision or a bad decision, there's always going to be pros and cons. So in this decision right here, Mob has to suppress his powers. If he did, he would end up like, Hanazawa, or he would end up even like Ritsu in a way when he first got his powers. Or of course, the final antagonist from season 2, the father. He would end up like them. But he didn't try to do that, which is good. But in the end, though, it bottled up. And now here we are in this terrible, terrible state that Mob's in. We even get to see the Body Improvement Fitness Club fight on. They're all trying to stop Mob and stuff and saying how they always admired him. And this is the thing I love about the Body Improvement Club is most of those American shows when it comes to guys who are bodybuilders and they're very macho and stuff, they always show them as jerks in American entertainment. Like, they're bullies, they're jerks, But in all honesty, let's face it, I have some muscle on me, but I'm not the big buff guys like I knew back in the day. They were never jerks. I remember going to a fitness center, which I've been when I was going a long time, because I was still in college, and I was with my little cousin, and, we knew how to use this equipment or nothing like that. We were just struggling using this equipment. Like, how do you do this? And some of them came over and taught us, They were intrigued. They asked me what I was doing. They were fascinated about it. I was fascinated about it, but they were with me because they said it's something they never thought they could do because they thought the military was the only thing for them. Yeah, this wasn't a gym on base, by the way. So they taught us, show us where to get the drinks at, to take some rest, and do some stretches. They were nice people. Even in high school, when I was around the Body Improvement Club people, they were never mean. Heck, not even football people were mean. I don't understand why in American entertainment they always had people of those genres always mean. They were never mean. They were always actually kind of nice. They were hooty and rowdy and party sometimes, but they weren't jerks. Most of them, anyways. The ones I talked to. So, back to what I was saying. You sidetracked it. Is that this episode is showing a lot of self-reflection of all the characters that have shown up throughout time in the show. They used to be different. Each one had their powers controlling them a different kind of way. But now, as you can see, they decide not to rely on their powers, and now they're model citizens of society. Mob was too, could have been a model citizen of society. He was like that from the very beginning. But now here he is because he bottled up his powers. Maybe in a way he should have found a balance where he could use his powers but yet be in control of himself instead of always suppressing it. Sometimes you just gotta let loose. I think that's the moral of the story. Sometimes you just gotta let loose. Well, anyways, this was a good episode. One more left for the final, baby. Let's see what happens. So if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, and of course, hit that bell icon. This has been Madcrownxox, all anime. Signing out.